This video and others like it are funded by viewers like you. Thanks for your support.
Thieves who stole a valuable Rolex in Medellín, Colombia from Swedish tourists were caught immediately. Find out how. Follow along.
You're watching DC-born Rob, Racing Borders. And now, news.
Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. Thanks for watching. You're watching DC-born Rob, Racing Borders. I'm DC Rob. Let's jump into this first story right away. Thieves who stole a valuable Rolex from a Swedish tourist in Medellín were swiftly apprehended in the Manrique neighborhood, thanks to the victim's timely report and the city's camera system. The incident began in the Jardines neighborhood, where the tourist got robbed at gunpoint after a minor collision. The victim promptly called 123, providing the vehicle's details, enabling authorities to track it through security cameras. The pursuit led to the interception of the criminals in the Manrique, resulting in their capture with firearms and the stolen Rolex. The 5 perpetrators now face charges of aggravated robbery and illegal possession of weapons. The incident sheds light on the rising thefts targeting foreign tourists in Medellín, with over 300 reported complaints in the first 10 months of 2023. The lack of a comprehensive security policy has made the city unsafe for foreigners, fostering harmful tourist practices like sexual exploitation and drug trafficking. Okay, let's jump into how they caught them, though. And this story is about a week and a half old. But the police have actually updated their security cameras. They already had cameras. And let me tell you something. I'm going to run a video while I'm reading this story. But do me a favor and just zoom in or take a look at some of the clarity of these cameras. So the quality is there. Okay, let's talk about this video wall. The video wall has already come into operation in the monitoring room of the Integrated Emergency and Security System in Medellín. The video wall comes into operation starting today and makes the SACE monitoring room the best equipped with technology in Colombia. With the launch of this new LED video wall in the monitoring room of the Integrated Emergency and Security System of Medellín, the city is once again at the forefront of technological implementation for security in Colombia. This new technology will offer substantial improvements in performance, real-time interactivity, and simultaneous display capabilities. With this system, we can have at the same time a vision of the climate, how the city or the metropolitan area is doing in that aspect. We can see how the human and logistical resources are arranged in Medellín. When you modernize things, you are not only giving the city better technology, but you're also generating well-being for the city and the environment. This is a renewed multi-purpose system with technical characteristics that facilitate integration, speed of service, and total compatibility with the existing systems, which are made up of 3,262 video surveillance cameras in Medellín and the agencies that are present on emergency line 123. The project, which had the approximate cost of $3,000 million, integrates the system of the main LED screens, which have an area of more than 21 square meters, with screens of the same technology located in the crisis room and the situation room, which aim to monitor from the unified command post. In addition to carrying out real-time monitoring and prioritized investigations by authorities and providing special services in these emergency cases. Okay, the last story I just wanted to drop, it's not a good or bad, well, it's not a good story, but it's about the migrants who travel from Venezuela and Colombia, making it through the Darien Gap, all the way through Mexico and how many Panama, all these other countries, only to make it to close to the U.S. border to be kidnapped. We don't know by who. I'm not going to read into it more than the story actually says, but looks like 31 migrants have been kidnapped, most of which are Venezuelan nationality, and some are going to be Colombian. The president admitted that at least 4 were Colombian. I guess they're doing some sort of negotiations. And there are negotiations this way, and they're just higher up. I'm learning this little by little. There are people in Colombia who communicate with those who are, let's say, in charge of other things. So there'll be communication. I don't know if they cross their route or they're interfering with something, but these people, man, what they have gone through. Go back and look at, I'll leave a link to my documentary on the Darien Gap. You see what these people go through to get there. Again, I saw, Bald and Bankrupt and Timmy Carter actually went through that process, went through the Darien Gap, rode the buses, got on El Bestia, which is the beast, the train that goes through Mexico. They ride on the top. They put their babies on there. I mean, it's just incredible what they go through to get to this country, only to possibly get to this border and get turned away. Or worse than that, this situation where they've been kidnapped. I mean, my heart goes out to them, praising good vibes to everybody who takes that risk. I mean, you have to wonder, and don't fault them for making that trip. I mean, think about it. How bad are things at home where you will risk your family, your children, your grandparents to go through the Darien? The Darien is no joke. Now, if they did that video and they made it through, I would never do it. I mean, I'm older than them, but I would never do that. Not for video clicks or anything, not even to tell the story. I'll use someone else's video like I did to tell the story. But for me to actually go through that, not going to happen. I mean, it's not with risk of your safety and dying and disease and being robbed every turn. These people get robbed and worse and killed, and some don't make it just to get to the United States. Personally, I think if this country didn't take advantage of other countries, we wouldn't run down the resources in those countries. You notice all the problem countries are countries with resources. Africa, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. I mean, think about it. Venezuela, all these countries that have resources that we want, and we'll come in and do what we have to manipulate their government and ruin their government, blockade them. Look what we've been doing to Cuba for so long. Somebody is always on the upside of all these negative actions that we take, though. There'll be a few that make money and they have a vested interest in keeping it that way. Meanwhile, the public suffer. And this is why they're making that trek. I mean, if you haven't seen the Darien Gap videos, I'll make sure I leave mine at the end of this, but there's numerous other ones. And go check out Timmy Carter and Bald and Bankrupt as they go through the Darien and get on the train. It's an amazing story. I mean, I'm not even finished through Timmy Carter. They were together, but they were both recording for their own channels. Man, I can't imagine going through what they went through. And then running out of money. People along the way in Mexico helping, throwing food to them on the train. It's an amazing story. I mean, if you're not familiar with the Darien, it starts between Colombia and Panama. Hence, all these people are getting caught up at the El Dorado airport because their whole goal is to make it to Colombia. I think it's easier to fly in or get into Ecuador. But either way, Ecuador or Colombia, and the goal is to get through Necoclí, to get to that lake or that body of water, whatever it is, where they get taken through the Darien Gap. And you'll pay somebody to help you get through, and they always disappear. And then you're on your own. Kind of like we leave this country. You're on your own. Remember that. You remember nothing else from this video. When you leave this country, you're on your own. We can't complain about their laws and rules. It's their laws and rules. So we have to adhere to it, be on our best behavior when we travel too. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Remember to travel, but travel safe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
On behalf of the flight crew, thank you for flying with us and have a pleasant day.
Okay, hold on, guys. Right quick. If you need to have things shipped to Colombia, shipped to someone else, or shipped to yourself to Colombia from the United States, make sure you reach out to CaribbeanShipper.com. CaribbeanShipper.com. The contact information is coming next. Join me on social media. I am DC Born Rob Official on Instagram. I am DC Born Rob Official 1 on TikTok. I am DC Born Rob O on Twitter. Don't be like this guy right here.
You're just so stupid. I had to send you a video to let you know you're so stupid.
That's right. Don't be like this guy right here. Join me on social media. Headed to Medellín, Colombia? See my guy Andres with Nomad Travel for safe airport pickups and drop-offs and tours. Contact information in the description below.
Okay, guys, another day, another trip. I'm getting ready to hit the road. And guess what? One product I'm taking with me. That's right. It's the Epica Travel Adapter. It's going with me wherever I go. You need to do the same.
Thanks for hitting like. You did the right thing by hitting like. Thanks for hitting like. Thanks for hitting like. DC Born Rob.